It has been a struggle trying to get here on tonight. Ladies, you can come off mute. It was not you, it was me trying to figure out how to hear you. I am excited to be in the room with our amazing Coach My Life concierge and our forgiveness coach, Miss Sandra Cobb, who has been an amazing coach in the Chase Grade Did certification program. So I am excited. And I'm just gonna go ahead and pass it over to Jay and let Jazz, do what she do because clearly I fumbled the ball trying to transfer platforms. But it's
You
cool.
did, you did not fumble. You did an amazing job at getting us here. Your perseverance is why we are here, because I was like, listen, it's not working, but your ingenuity was like, let's go to Zoom. So we're on Zoom streaming to you live on Facebook and all other platforms. And we are super excited to have our very own, and I say our very own because although she could belong to a lot of different organizations and places and people may want to claim her, we here at Chase Great would love to welcome our very own forgiveness coach, Sandra Cobb. Hi, Miss Sandra.
Glad to be here. I'm so glad to be here. And it Miss Coach Latoya, I just want to say, not only did she persevere, but she persevered with a smile the whole time. The whole time.
That's a grace that everybody don't have. I just want to say that everybody don't have that level of grace to do it with a smile. I'm right. Do it with a smile. I'm putting it on my sticky note for tomorrow. Do it with a smile. But listen, I want to really quickly welcome Miss Sandra. I'm going to give a little bit of her bio, not the full thing, but I do want to say that Miss Sandra is a beacon of hope, love, and light. She's an author. Let me say that one more time. She's an author, speaker, and forgiveness coach. And she is on a mission to help people worldwide live out their God-given purpose. While many people feel that they can't forgive, she believes that there is no life fulfillment without forgiveness. In her signature program, Free to Forgive, Sandra helps her clients to break free from unforgiveness due to life-altering events. And in her debut book, I'll read it again. In her debut book, she unlocks others who are bound by the pride of unforgiveness, ushering them into a life of passion, liberty, and hope. Welcome, Miss Sandra Cobb.
Thank you. Thank you. One of my favorite places to be.
Where's that?
With Chase Great.
Come on. I wanted to hear you say that we were, I like to hear it a little bit, brag on us, brag on us.
Love me some Chase Great.
And we love us some Sandra Cobb. You are a dynamic and mighty woman of God. I say all the time, there's a grace that you carry that everybody can't carry, but Miss Sandra carries it and she carries it well.
Bless you.
Miss Sandra, so I know I read a little bit of your bio. I had to because when I read it, there was some really amazing things inside of there. So Miss Sandra, can you share with the audience who you are and what type of coach you are, even though it's right there in the name?
Absolutely. I sure can. I am forgiveness coach Sandra Cobb, and I help Christians that have experienced traumatic hurt to break free from unforgiveness through inner healing.
Inner healing. I love that. What is inner healing?
That's good.
If I can, the scripture, the foundation scripture that God gave me with this is John 10:10, that the thief comes, right? He just comes to kill, steal, and destroy. But Jesus says he has come that we might have life and have it more abundantly. And I am persuaded that one of the tools that the enemy uses for in a Christian's life to do that robbing, killing, and destroying of peace and hope and joy and strength is the weapon of unforgiveness. So unforgiveness stops us from living the abundant life that Jesus died for us to have, right? And so when you talk about inner healing from the wounds that come with unforgiveness. And the only way to start that process is through forgiveness.
Absolutely. I love that. To have that abundant life. Because many of us do get stuck in unforgiveness. Yes. And I don't think that we recognize that what we're sitting in is unforgiveness. So what is some things that people, some behaviors or some things that may be happening to people that could alert them that, hey, wait, I may be sitting in unforgiveness?
There can be, well, I'll mention a few things. You could be constantly reliving the event that took place, right? You can't get it out your mind. It keeps you up at night. You keep reliving the event, you keep reliving the offense, and you can't shake. You could also be struggling with bitterness in your life, anger, uncontrolled anger. And I need to preface it by saying that this is after an offense that has been done, because anger in general doesn't mean you have unforgiveness. When unforgiveness has hit you, when you have embraced unforgiveness, your character changes. You begin to see character traits in yourself you never saw before. This is unusual anger for you. This is unusual bitterness for you. You might see that you're very cynical and sarcastic, and that hadn't been you before. You're the one that always had a positive point of view, but now because of this event that has been done to you, you're resentful, you're bitter about it, you're angry about it, and so you're more sarcastic and cynical than you've ever been before. That again, that out of control anger could be a sign of it as well. So there's a lot of different signs. Again, these don't necessarily mean it's unforgiveness, but it's worth looking into.
You know what, Miss Sandra or Coach Sandra, it's such a habit, y'all. We do it all the time. And she always correct us. But you know, when you talk about forgiveness, it's so funny how you talk about bitterness and resentment and this anger. I don't think, and I know that we're talking about connecting the dots, right? When you talk about connecting the dots, how could a person connect those dots? Like, what if I am angry, if I am bitter, how would I know that this could be the root of unforgiveness?
Again, great question, because you won't know if you don't look inward. You have to look inward first. And again, I think of it as, especially with women, when things are changing in us physically, right? And physically things are different. And if you go to the doctor, your doctor may ask you, what has changed? What's different? Because we know our bodies. We know ourselves. When you have been wounded, I'm talking about a deep wound, you know yourself, this ain't me.
True.
I've never been like this before.
So you're saying it's, I'm sorry to cut you off, just for clarity, you're saying it's those unrecognizable characteristics that begin to show up that you should start questioning, like, man, do I need to handle something because I'm acting a way that I normally don't
that
act?
you normally don't. The unusual characteristics for you. Because you know you. The preoccupation, like I remember, and I may be jumping ahead of your questions, I'm sorry, Jazz, but I do remember after a traumatic event of my sister being murdered, how I just started prejudging all people that look like the people that murdered her. That wasn't me. I would almost jump out my skin when the person, you know, a young African-American male walked toward me. I was terrified. I just prejudged, and that can also be a character. I didn't recognize it immediately, but that certainly can be a characteristic of that unforgiveness is still there.
That's good.
Oh, so that makes a lot of sense. And I think one of the things that you guys mentioned was, and if you're recognizing those things within yourself, then you need to check it and try to find that unchecked trauma. I think that's what it is. It's the unchecked trauma that goes on for so long that shows up inside of your behaviors that needs to be managed. You know, you need to go process that. So Miss Sandra, really quickly, I know we just kind of took off running with this conversation because I think it's a conversation we've been having for some time, just trying to understand our traumas in different areas. We've been talking about this. We've kind of seen a pattern of this in our conversations, is that many of these things that we're facing, we talked last week about abandonment. We talked with LaToya about after, broke. And it's all coming down to this mentality because of a trauma that we've experienced. So understanding that, what can the attendees expect from your workshop?
My workshop. I'm sorry, my workshop.
It's your work. You built it. You designed it.
Winning after betrayal is actually the title just hurts my heart because I've been there. I know what that feels like, and a lot of times we automatically go to thinking that betrayal is probably be in a romantic relationship or something. A vow has been broken or something, but betrayal can look like so many different things, right? That we haven't called it that. Betrayal is only betrayal because someone that you trusted, you put your confidence in, and they betrayed you. That's what makes it betrayal. They deceived you, right? Someone that you put your heart in, someone you trusted your heart with. That's different. That's another level of pain from being hurt from, example, a stranger, right? So what you can expect when you come to this workshop with me, I'll say broader, because what I love about Chase Great workshops and events that we do, seriously, is that they're always a safe place.
Yes.
You just come with your stuff. You don't have to fix it up. You ain't got to cover it up. You're going to be in a safe room where you can talk about these things that have broken your heart, right? And betrayal, yes, it can be in the face of a spouse or significant other that you put your trust in, but it could also be the face of a coworker. That you've been putting your confidence in for your career, and come to find out that they've been sabotaging you, and it's someone that you should have been able to trust. Or it could be the face of a business partner, right? You're in business together, and you've put everything into this business. You financially, the skin in the game, everything, with a partner that you had the right to trust. That's why it's a partnership. You're supposed to be able to trust. And it turns, your money's gone, the business is gone, and you were betrayed. So we're going to talk about the real truths of what betrayal can look like, right? And how it's impacting you. What might be evidence that you're still hurting from some act of betrayal.
If I could just jump in to just connect those dots really quickly, because I know that, Coach Sandra took us to another level of betrayal when we talk about, the family members or co-workers or just people who we entrusted. But kind of going back to Miss Sandra's or Coach Sandra's story about how she responded to Black men. Could you have looked at that as a form of betrayal? And again, I'm just thinking, because again, we're taught to, our Black men are supposed to protect us. They're supposed to love us. They're supposed to be our kings. They're supposed to be all of these things, but yet you took something from me. Absolutely. So now I have to rebuild all of my trust and back into, all because of this one incident or this one situation.
Other scenarios that are not uncommon, unfortunately. Sometimes there's a person in our family, either family or like family, that confidence was put in, trust was put in, and then there's molestation or some type of abuse. That's you don't blink your eyes and get over that quickly. You've got to deal with it and the impact that it can have on your life. When someone betrays your confidence, you can feel so crushed that you're done and like you can't go through, right? You can and so your self-esteem, just is diminished, because what has this, who am I? Look at what I've allowed That's what a lot of people think. What I've allowed him to do to me. And so now you're thinking that you don't deserve better than what you got. Right? I think I'm jumping ahead. I'm going to calm down.
No, you're perfectly fine, because I think some things that you said, like, I think we don't always look at those situations as betrayal. You know, like, we don't always look at, even when you talked about, you know, maybe the person at work, your coworker, who betrayed your confidence. And one of the things that you said was, I was supposed to be able to go to this person. You were supposed to be a safe space for me. And then you broke that. And I think sometimes some of us don't always view betrayal as a betrayal. We don't see it that way. And because we refuse to see it as betrayal, we refuse to realize how much of a root it's taken inside of us and how it's actually impacted us. So I didn't see that the boss who was supposed to, you know, have my back and take my idea and present it and take it as her own. I didn't see that as betrayal. I just, you know, I didn't want to see it that way. And some of us just don't want to see it that way because we don't want to believe that about people. So I think that was really good how you showed other instances of betrayal that are not common to what we believe. Because we see it a lot of times as in my mate or my spouse, like you said, they broke a vow, but other people have betrayed you and you may not have seen it that way.
It may be because we haven't acknowledged it, because we don't want to call it that. You know, we just don't want to accept that that did that. But a lot of times we don't want to feel like a victim.
Absolutely.
We don't want to say, and I've got to say this, and I say it repeatedly when it comes to forgiveness. The fact that someone did you wrong is not a reflection of you. Ooh. It's a reflection of the person that did you wrong.
Can you say that one more time?
The fact that someone did you wrong, really, it is not a reflection of you. It is a reflection of the person that did you wrong. Were you supposed to trust that family member? Absolutely. You had a right to trust them. Were you supposed to trust your supervisor? You had a right to expect that you could trust. Should you have been able to trust that business partner, you wouldn't have entered into the partnership if you thought you couldn't have, right? You were in places, I call it, and I'm kind of getting ahead of my presentation for the work weekend, so come back to the weekend. But where we put ourselves in people's hands and they drop us. They just drop us. And if we take the time to look, someone somewhere in our life has probably dropped us. At least one person has dropped us. But you don't have to stay there. That's the thing about betrayal. You don't have to stay there. It's not the end of the world for you. You can come, you can, people say, just pick up the pieces, right? That's easier said than done, but it can be done. But here's the thing. When you pick them up and put them back together, it may not look like what it originally looked like. And that's okay.
That's okay. I think you're absolutely right. You had a reasonable expectation of trust.
Yes.
There was a reasonable expectation to trust, and then it was broken. You have to name that thing what it is, and that was betrayal. And then you have to be able to be willing to come put yourself back together and understand that what you saw before may not be the same image. You may be a little bit different now after that betrayal. I'm excited, Miss Sandra. I like the beautiful thing about being able to be the concierge for this particular conference is I get to go to everybody's everything.
That's
you
what
know, so
will I be able to see everyone else's?
Yes. Well, you know, we can make that happen. No. Yes, you will. But I'm excited because in talking to all of you guys have all shared some amazing little tidbits and tricks, and I know there's going to be more in the conference. So what I want, Miss Sandra, is can you tell us one tip, just one tip in your area of expertise? If you could share that with the audience, what would that be?
Oh my goodness, just one tip.
Just one, because we want them to be, no, we need them to listen. If you want the rest of them, I need you at the conference December 3rd through the 5th. If you
Okay.
want the rest of them, if you want the rest of Miss Sandra, you can get Miss Sandra at the conference. And if you actually sign up VIP, you can get a one-on-one with Miss Sandra. So Miss Sandra, give them one tip.
Okay, I'll give one tip. I reserve the right to have a comment before we end, though.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Cool. So, one tip, and Jazz, you mentioned this, that you can put yourself back together. Reality is, you need God's help and He's going to pull you back together. Okay, and those are strategies that I'm going to share at the conference. How God can take the shattered pieces. I'm trying not to give it all away. How God can take the shattered pieces and help you put them back together. You don't have to stay stuck where you are. Okay.
I love it. I love it. I know that was hard for you. Look, I can see it in your face. Like, oh Lord, I want to give you more, but I gotta give you one. Just give them one. That one is worth it. That one is worth it. And if you want to understand the process of putting those pieces back together, I urge you to come to this conference, December the 3rd through the 5th. Miss Sandra, myself, some of the other coaches, we do have a special code that you can get from us that will allow you to have 50% off of general registration. That will not give you access to have that one-on-one with Miss Sandra or any of our other coaches. That is a VIP perk, but being in the room gets you access to the tips and the know-hows and the knowledge and the information. And sometimes you just need to be in the room to get what you need. So I urge you to come to this conference. I cannot believe that my partner is this quiet, y'all. This is like a shock that she came off mute. But
is that how you?
Well, you know, I was just saying, like, I don't even know where she at. Is she here?
I'd be interested in knowing if there's anyone viewing, what do they find themselves currently in a scenario where they've been betrayed, and it's something that they're struggling to get over now. So
I do have the comments up, and so as they come in, I'll definitely chime in to share.
Okay. May I share my comment now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So, and again, this is very personal to me. Having been, I know what it's like to be a woman. I've been a woman all my life, right? And a Black woman all my life. And so as such, and was married for 30 plus years, 3 kids. I know what it's like to put everyone before yourself. That's what we tend to do. That's what we tend to do. It was only in recent years that Sandra realized, one, she mattered to make herself a priority. 2, I'm worth making and invested in myself to be the best me, right? Because when I'm the best me, when you're the best mom, when you're the best wife, everything connected to you is better. So I just want to talk to you, woman, who's always put everybody before yourself. That's the norm. You don't know how to do anything else, pretty much. That you please make this a priority to yourself. Give yourself or ask someone else to give you an early Christmas present. And make this investment in you. And it's not selfish. It's a weekend where you need to get away, and you don't have to go across country. You can just slip somewhere, right? Ask somebody to help you make this investment in yourself. And you want to be in this room because it's time to go to the next level. We just can't keep coasting, in status quo and thinking it's okay, just day to day, week to week. It's the same thing. It's been that way for years because we have to shift anything. It's time to put yourself as the priority and come into this room and come to this conference, please.
I think that's what a lot of people have to realize, is that in order to go to the next level, whatever your next level may be, whether, maybe you're looking to be married, maybe you're looking for a promotion, maybe you're looking to start a business, whatever it is that you're looking for that's in your next, you have to understand that a certain shift is required. If you're not willing to shift in your mindset, if you're not willing to really take the time to do that internal work, that development, the inner healing, if you're not willing to carve out the time to do these things for yourself, you're going to find yourself doing the same things over and over and over and over again. And while I may not, be older in age, but I do believe that God has given me a gift of wisdom. I think that He's given me a gift of perspective, being able to shift the way I look at things. But that only happened after I decided that my growth was worth the change. I could have stayed prideful because my dad, listen, if anyone knew Pastor Yarber, they knew that he was a very prideful man. So I could have been prideful. I could have been a little stubborn. I could have been a little, stuck in my feelings, but I saw that staying in those spaces wasn't helping me become greater. It wasn't helping me become better. And so, just knowing that it's up to us to make that decision. If you want to grow, if you have to start surrounding yourselves around mind shifting and mind shifting atmospheres to help you get to that next level.
Absolutely. And that's what I love about the Chase Great conferences, because you come into rooms with like-minded women, right? Who are at a level you want to get to and can encourage you and inspire you, or they're going to the next level with you. You're not likely going to get different if you don't hear different. If you don't see different, then it's hard to think different and go after different if you don't avail yourself to anything different.
Absolutely. Your next is in your now. So what you want your next to look like is just based on your now. What are you doing now to make your next look better? Your next day, your next year, your next month, your next opportunity is in the now. It's in the actions of your now. The actions of your now produces your next. So I have to write that down. That was good. I'm gonna write that down. Yeah, I'm gonna write that down. But you have to understand that. So now is the time for you to say, I want something different in my next. I want something different in my 2022. I want that. And that starts with making me a priority. Miss Sandra, you're absolutely right. Making me a priority, putting me first. Because when I'm the best woman I can be, then I can be the best mom, the best wife, the best sister, the best daughter, the best business partner. If you're in, I could be the best employee to my boss because I'm the best me. So I want you guys to really think about the fact that you deserve this. Mm-hmm. It's not even just that you need it, but you deserve this moment, this retreat. This is a retreat. And I'm smiling when I say that because we're taking a retreat. Toya taking me somewhere, y'all. No, but but it's a retreat for you. And it's time for you to refresh yourself, renew yourself, so that you can re-emerge in 2022, the best you. And in order to do that, you have to be there. You have to be in the room. You got to be in the Zoom room. You want to be in the Zoom room with Coach Sandra and Coach Elise, and you want to be there with Coach Latricia. Mm-hmm. I said it right.
You did.
Yes.
Look at that. Come on, Jesus. And you want to be there with Coach Brittany and our very own Coach Latoya earlier, our vision coach, and our dad coach. You want to be there with our dad coach Demetrius early, because you need to understand how to win after you've been through. And that's what we're talking about: after betrayal, after abandonment, after broke, after diagnosis, after rejection, and after loss. You want to be there to understand, so what, these things have happened to me. Now, how do I win after these things have happened? And in order for you to understand that, you can get it somewhere else. But the best place to get that is going to be at the weekend. December 3rd through the 5th, you want to be there.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, I think, Miss Sandra, this has been, let me say this, the road to here. Come on, somebody. The road to here was not easy. Nobody said the road would be easy.
Listen, because it was not paved in gold, but we are here.
I don't believe he brought us this far to leave us, because this conversation has been amazing. So I'm excited about your session, your workshop at the conference. I will say, I'll allow you to have any last words, then I'll allow my wonderful co-partner, who's been, surprisingly quiet tonight. I'm about to go over to check her temperature, see if she's feeling all right. But I'll allow you to, any last words, Miss Sandra?
I do. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to be a part of this conference this weekend. What I love about it, I love the twist of the weekend. If you notice how it's spelled, the week, W-E-A-K, will end after this retreat, right? And it'll go from W-E-A-K to W-E-E-K. It's just time, praise God, ladies, to end the week. W-E-A-K. It's time to end it and come out strong and come out vibrant and come out thriving and come out the best you that you can do.
Absolutely. And like Demetrius said, we're changing that A to an E. So we're excited for you to come to the weekend to get your E. That will, I must say, that will be in your box. We're working on that, y'all. Latoya, any last closing remarks?
I'm excited about the Coach My Life weekend. I share this all the time, that this has been a long time coming. Chase Great has always been a platform for coaches, where we are, of course, grooming and helping other coaches grow and helping them identify their niche and all of these good things. But sometimes all of that work have to be put to work, right? All of that training and all of that process has to be put to work. And so the Coach My Life weekend, along with the anthology, all of these things are pulled together for women who are ready to rebalance life through self-discovery, healing, and learning. And so I'm excited about it because it gives the opportunity for the coaches, of course, to stand out in their area of expertise, but it gives other people who are not coaches. Y'all like, I'm not listening to Chase Great because I'm not a coach, but it gives those women the opportunity to hear what Chase Great is about. It's not just about chasing the greater in us as coaches, but it's helping you chase the greater in you as well. And so we wanted to make sure that we created an opportunity not only for women who wanted to pursue their businesses in coaching, but for the woman who just wants to be free, for the woman who's looking for the coach to help them walk through and get to that next level. So Chase Great is more than just a coaching resource for coaches. We are a coaching resource for women. And so that's what makes me excited about the Coach My Life weekend.
I hope Coach Jasmin mentioned that if you register for VIP, you have the option to pick a coach that you want to work with. I encourage you, I implore you, if forgiveness is an area that you're struggling with, for whatever the reason, you get an opportunity to have a coaching session with me during this weekend, and I would love to do that.
Absolutely. So again, our VIP registrants, you do get the opportunity to have a one-on-one with one of the panelists, and which is an amazing opportunity that we've already embedded into your registration fee, which is going to be amazing. So again, if you want that session, please sign up VIP. But if you are saying, Jasmin, I definitely want to be there, and I'm looking for that code. If you want that code for 50% off general registration, you can get to myself, Miss Sandra, or any of our panelists, and they will be able to provide you with that code. We are super excited about the conference. I am super excited to hear Miss Sandra, Coach Sandra, at the conference. You want to be there again, December the 3rd through the 5th. It is the weekend retreat where we will be helping you to come out of the weekend with an E, not an A. So it's the weekend, W-E-A-K, because Ms. Sandra said it perfectly. The week ends this particular weekend. We thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Did you want to close?
No.
All right. Well, we thank you guys for joining us tonight. We will be back here on Thursday at 7 p.m. with another coach and another conversation. We'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.
Good night.